I think one of the reasons why I've remained a notary for the past 19 and a half years is because every day is different. You never know what type of request you're going to receive from the general public, and you meet so many different people from different places. My name is Michelle. I'm a commissioned Alabama notary here in Alabama, and I'm also a notary instructor. Last week, I received a request that I've only been asked to do once or twice in the past. And I want to talk with you in this video today about notary certifications. The person who contacted me let me know that the document he needed signed, notarized, and a certification completed for was a power of attorney document. POAs, the acronym for it, is a document that we notaries see on a regular basis. In fact, notary signing agents will also occasionally be presented with a power of attorney form for loan closings. So being familiar with power of attorney forms, how to notarize them, and then also how to apply them or incorporate them in a loan signing is very important for mobile notaries as well as notary signing agents. So if power of attorney documents is a weak area for you as a commissioned notary public, I want to encourage you to seek out more information and knowledge about it, and there may be some training out there for you as well. I'm going to make sure at the end of this video or right here, I will go ahead and link a video. I believe I've done another video on this topic that may be helpful to you. But this individual let me know that the power of attorney document was needed. He would be the signer, and the purpose of the document was so that family members in Puerto Rico would be able to handle some family business without him there. And so when I heard Puerto Rico, I did ask some questions about the document. One, I wanted to know if the document was written in Spanish or English. He let me know that it was in Spanish. And then he asked, is that going to be a problem, Michelle? I said, well, it depends. I asked him to turn to the last page of the document where the notary would sign and seal. And I asked him, is the notary section in Spanish or English? He said English. And I let him know that that was great. Then I would have no problem notarizing the document as long as he had the appropriate identification. And he did. When we met for the notarization, that's when I was able to view the entire POA, and sure enough, at the bottom of the power of attorney form and underneath where I would sign and seal the document, whoever prepared this POA included the following. The original of this document must be accompanied by county clerk's certification of Notary Public's authority to act as such. And so that crystallized for me what it was I needed to do. It's important that you don't confuse notary certification with a notary certificate. Those are two very different things. The notary certificate, also known as the notary block, is the section of a document that we complete as notaries. But for this particular power of attorney form, I'm going to say the authorities or whoever drafted the POA is requesting not only that the notary complete the notary certificate section, but then a additional step is taken whereby the document goes to an Alabama county clerk's office so that the clerk can certify or validate that the notary's commission is active and that the notarization is valid. This is a request that comes up for certain foreign countries. And as we know, Puerto Rico is not considered a foreign country. It is a territory of the United States of America. But the certification process is typically part of a authentication process when documents do need to travel to a foreign country. So that's why this request was a little different for me. But anyhow, we moved forward and the notarization was completed. It was your typical power of attorney document. Now, some of you might be wondering why I would notarize a document that I am unable to read. While this is not spelled out in Alabama statutes, it is a notary best practice that in these situations, when a document is written in a foreign language, we can proceed with the notarization as long as the notary certificate section or the notary block is written in English, and that the notary takes an additional step to ensure that the signer or signers fully understand, comprehend the purpose, the meaning, the import of the document. And so I asked a number of questions so that I could be reassured that the couple could explain to me what they hoped to accomplish by signing this form, that they understood it, and they weren't being forced to sign the document. So I went ahead, performed the notarization like I would any other document, and then I took the steps to obtain a notary certification. And those of you who have not done this yet, I think you may be interested in hearing how to go about obtaining this when you get that type of request. Even though notary certifications are typically requested for documents that leave the mainland of the United States, there may be situations when, even for domestic reasons, a document that you're notarizing may need a notary certification. So again, to repeat, the purpose of the notary certification is to have authorities verify the commission status of the notary and the accuracy or completeness of the notarization. So here in the state of Alabama, the place that we need to go to get this completed is the same team or department that issues our notary commissions, and that is the Office of Probate. You go back to where you apply for your commission, where you renew your commission, and request a notary certification. Here in Madison County, that is going to be the Madison County Service Center on North Parkway in Oakwood. Uh, and I love that building. Whenever I have to go there, I'm happy. The officials do an excellent job of getting people in and getting people out. And notaries, um, you're going to see a lot of folks, but for the work that we need done, I rarely have to wait more than 3 minutes. Usually, as soon as I pull my number from the kiosk where you check in, they're calling my number. And so for the notary certification, you will take the notarized document, make sure that you have done everything correctly, and make sure that when you signed your name, you signed your name correctly, meaning it will match the commission name that is on file with the probate office. This is really important in that your official seal reflects your name that is on file as part of your commission at the probate office. These are the things that they will be checking for. You hand the notarized form, you give the clerk just a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, to pull up your records, review them, verify your information, review the notarization, and then prepare a separate letter. And that letter is signed and sealed. I'm not going to read the contents of the letter verbatim. I'm not going to do that because I am very much aware of how prominent fraud is in this day and age. And I would hate for someone to try to use the information that I'm sharing with notaries today um, to do something fraudulent. And I'm not saying a notary would do that. As you know, these videos are available to the general public. And so the clerk will prepare a letter, and the contents of the letter again verifies the status of your commission. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, why don't they just go online to the Secretary of State's website and print out a screen print and attach it? Well, that information is not updated in real time. That information on the Secretary of State's website, and in case you're not sure what I'm talking about, give me just a moment to share my screen. All right, so the website is SOS for Secretary of State .alabama.gov, and then you click on Government Records, and then you want to do a search for Notary Public. And then you just drop down and you can search by name, by commission start date, and commission expiration date. This is a record. I'm choosing the name John Smith because it's a very common name. And this former notary's information shows that his commission is expired. And the next time Mr. Smith wants to be a active notary, his status would be updated here. But that depends on when that happens, depends on when he gets approved and when Jefferson County Probate Office notifies the Alabama Secretary of State. So those databases are not talking every day. It's my understanding each probate office sends a data file to the Secretary of State on a schedule that I know nothing about. I know a little bit about it. I know that for Jefferson County, for new notaries, it could be 60 days before a new notary's commission information is updated. And so that's one of the reasons why I think that there are entities that don't want to rely on outdated information. I know that sounds negative. I don't mean it that way. But instead would like a letter with a current date to address a notary status. Keep in mind, especially with the recent law changes for notaries here in Alabama, I say recent 2023, we could start to see suspended, revoked, along with active and expired. And so if I was under investigation for wrongdoing as a notary, the probate judge in my county could suspend my commission. I didn't need to do air quotes, it is suspend until the investigation has been completed. And so again, this is again a way all of these steps are related to uh, trying to avoid any fraud from being committed. So the letter again gets an official seal from the probate office. Give me just a moment. I am going to stop sharing my screen and I'm having a little technical difficulty. There, that's better. And so again, the clerk types up the letter. The letter gets signed. An official seal is attached. Now, don't confuse this with an apostille or an authentication. This is a certification, all right? And then it is stapled to the original signed and notarized document and then handed back to you, the notary, because in this situation, I offered to take it and get it completed. Could the signer, the customer, have completed this step? Absolutely. And so if you're a member of the general public watching this video and you need a notary certification, you need to find a notary, get the document notarized, and then ask the notary which county in Alabama issued your commission. So again, right now I'm speaking to the general public, Alabama residents. You don't go to the probate office where you live. You go to the probate office that issued the Notaries Commission. All right. Then you're done. It almost looks like you've got two notarizations now. I bet you're wondering how much this costs. If I was recording this video 3, 4 years ago, I would say to you in Madison County, I only know about Madison County, all right? It would have been $2. But guess what? I was told for this form last week, there would be no fee. So it's free. A notary certification in Madison County, Alabama is free of cost. The signer can take it to the probate office and have it done, or the notary can take it and have it done. And I got the impression that any third party could take a notarized document and have it have a notary certificate prepared. So that, I mean, what is free nowadays? How often do you hear that and can believe it? So that's really good. The best thing about the notary certification is the quick turnaround time. Again, I mentioned I didn't have to wait but 1 or 2 minutes at best to be seen, and you're not required to drop it off. The clerks work on it right away, and you leave with the completed notary certification in hand. So this may cause some of you to ask a question that came up a couple days ago. I was mentoring a new notary, and she said, Michelle, since there are places like banks and libraries in Alabama that offer notarization services, why would anyone need to call a mobile notary and pay extra for that, for their travel, to get their signature notarized, and in this case, and the notary certification? It really boils down to 2 or 3 things. One, convenience. It's almost the same reason why many people choose an air fryer over cooking on a stove. It is more convenient. It is faster for the customer to have a notary either drive to their home, their business, or a convenient location to conduct the notarization. The other reason is, as notaries, we know where to go. We should know where to go to get a notary certification completed. Most individuals in the general public would not have a clue. Again, those are strong words, but they may not know about this. Yes, they can Google, but right before recording this video, I Googled Notary Certification Alabama, and there wasn't a lot of information. There wasn't a lot of clear information when I Googled. And so that means someone who's not familiar, as we are, with the notarization process will end up having to make phone calls, may go to the wrong place, get the wrong information. So yeah, the community uses us because of convenience, our knowledge and understanding. They have other things to concern themselves with. And they're hoping that by hiring a professional, that it will get done correctly the first time. So, in closing, Alabama notaries, you probably won't get this request every day unless you specialize in general notary work and will be uh, offering apostille and authentication services to the public. Then a notary certification request will come up on a regular basis. And by the way, I don't remember the date, but I do have a informational webinar scheduled for February. It's early February on apostilles and apostille training for notaries. And if that is something you would like more information about, please go to my training site, which is trainalabama.com, and register. You'll also find a lot more detailed information about what will be covered in that live Zoom webinar on trainalabama.com. I hope you found this information helpful to you. If you did, if you wouldn't mind, let me know below in the comments section, or just go ahead and hit like. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that as well. If there is a topic regarding notarizations or being an Alabama Notary Public, let me know in the comments. I'll make every effort to get started on a video that will help you as well. Check out our other playlists. I try to record current, relevant topics, videos on topics that you come into contact with on a regular basis. Have a great rest of your day and a very happy new year.